This is most likely Oppo's ultimate device to hit global shelves in 2023, the Oppo Reno 10 Pro Plus. It may not exactly be Oppo's flagship series device, but the Reno 10 Pro Plus is so close to being a fully fledged flagship, and I can't wait to show you why. The design has seen a welcomed upgrade. The display is bigger, brighter, and filled with more pixels. Charging speed has jumped up to 100 watts. It rocks a flagship chipset and houses a flagship level camera setup, which includes an ultra-wide, a flagship main camera, and even a high megapixel count periscope telephoto sensor. And in typical Oppo fashion, they have left nothing out of the box. Other than the device, you get a silicon case, a 10 amp charging cable, and a 100 watt Super VOOC charging block.
This is Gentle Shadow and this is my ultimate review of
Oppo Reno 10 Pro Plus. Usually the Pro Plus version of the Reno series doesn't make its way to the global market, but the Reno 10 Pro Plus has now officially hit global shelves with a starting price of 3499 Malaysian ringgits, which works out to roughly $750 and is the exact same price the Reno 8 Pro launched for in the same market. It's been a while since Oppo have changed the design aesthetic of the Reno series, which they have now finally done, and I must say it looks absolutely gorgeous. The biggest change is no doubt the camera module, which now features a two-tone design made from glass and aluminum. Not only does it look incredible, but it's also now resistant to drops and corrosion. This unique camera module sits on a 3D curved glass back, which comes in two color options in the global market. You can either pick it up in the color which I have, that being glossy purple, or silvery gray, which has a matte-like finish, both of which match the colors of their plastic side frames. The device comes in at 8.28mm thick, which is slightly thicker than its predecessors, and weighs 194 grams, which is slightly heavier. The backplate is protected by Gorilla Glass 5, while the display is protected by AGC Dragon Trail Star 2 glass, which provides 20% improved drop resistance when compared to Gorilla Glass 5. As mentioned at the start, the display has seen quite a decent upgrade. It has very narrow bezels, which are actually the slimmest we have ever seen on a Reno device to date, and the display itself is larger at 6.74 inches. It's a custom dual curved OLED screen, which now packs in a lot more pixels at 450 ppi, thanks to its increased screen resolution, which sits somewhere between QHD and Full HD. It's a 10-bit color display, which is capable of displaying over a billion colors and 100% of the DCI-P3 color space. Not to mention it supports HDR10, HDR10+, and Widevine L1 content. It also packs in a silky smooth 120Hz refresh rate, which can dynamically refresh between 45 and 120 frames per second, has up to 240Hz touch sampling rate, boasts 1440Hz PWM dimming, and most importantly bumps screen brightness up to a max of 1400 nits, which is significantly higher than last year's 950 nits of peak brightness. In terms of software, the Reno 10 Pro Plus makes use of ColorOS 13.1 skinned over Android 13. It's simple to use and packed with useful features such as shelf mode, large folders, full Google integration, loads of customization options, and looks stunning all round. So be sure to check out my detailed ColorOS 13 software review after this to see why this is one of my favorite Android skins around. And to keep things running is the same sized 4700 mAh battery that we saw inside the Oppo Reno 9 Pro, which is slightly larger than the 4500 mAh battery that the Oppo Reno 8 Pro had. We also have Oppo's battery health engine in here, which means that it boasts 1600 charge and discharge cycles, meaning that the battery health will only hit 80% after 4 years. And this time Oppo have included their new self-developed Super VOOC S power management chipset, which combines all charge and discharge components into one single chip. This significantly increases discharging and charging efficiency. Speaking of charging, Oppo have also increased wide charging speeds this year, bringing it all the way up to 100 watts as opposed to last year's 80 watts, and can now get to 50% in just 9.5 minutes and 100% in just 27 minutes. The Reno 10 Pro Plus also features an ultra-conductive cooling system with a 92% larger vapor chamber liquid cooling surface area when compared to the Reno 8 Pro. This new cooling system no doubt keeps its new flagship Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 CPU at bay when running demanding apps such as benchmarks, so it's no surprise to see it perform phenomenally well across all different kinds of benchmarks. It is however worth mentioning that this is actually an underclock underclocked version of the chipset, which has a max core clock speed of 3 GHz as opposed to the standard 3.19 GHz. Oppo have stated that this helps reduce power usage and heat generation without impacting performance. It also has 12 gigs of LPDDR5 RAM, which can be extended to 24 gigs using RAM expansion, as well as 256 gigs of UFS 3.1 storage. You would think with all these specs, the Reno 10 Pro Plus would be able to play games at 120Hz refresh rates, but unfortunately in some games, such as Real Racing 3, the device caps the frame rates at 60 FPS, even though it's more than capable of reaching such high frame rates. The good news is that the Reno 10 Pro Plus was able to achieve a stable frame rate of 90 FPS in Call of Duty Mobile, which many devices seem to cap at 60 FPS. And when playing an even more demanding game such as Genshin Impact, you'll be happy to hear that we got a stable 60 FPS most of the time when set to max graphical settings thanks to the Hyper Boost gaming engine and stable refresh rate feature. The Oppo Reno 10 Pro Plus also packs in Bluetooth 5.3, NFC, dual SIM 5G and Wi-Fi 6, so connectivity is on point. There's also a USB 2.0 Type-C port, an IR blaster which is a first for the Reno series, an X-axis linear motor and O haptics for an immersive flagship level haptic feedback experience, as well as upgraded dual track stereo speakers, one at the bottom and one at the top with support for Dolby Atmos. So the Oppo Reno 10 Pro Plus is a champion in terms of benchmarks, gaming and speaker quality, but this insanely well-balanced device is all about those cameras. So let's start things off with the selfie camera. The Reno 10 Pro Plus has a single punch hole notch at the top center of its screen, which utilizes the same camera as its predecessors, as well as the flagship Find X6 Pro. That being a 1 in 2.74 inch sized 32 megapixel Sony IMX709 RGBW sensor, which packs in autofocus, has an aperture of f2.4 and a focal length of 21mm, which does a great job in terms of color accuracy and detail, and you can now shoot in portrait mode at this focal length. It can also shift to a 25mm focal length for a more close-up shot. And portrait mode is also an option at this focal length, providing fantastic edge detection. So selfies come out more than decently in daylight. I mean, after all, this is the same sensor found inside the flagship Find X6 Pro. However, it would have been nice to see Oppo finally upgrade the selfie camera after having used the same sensor in the past few iterations of the Reno series.
What's up guys, this is Technic recording a 1080p 30fps portrait selfie video on the brand new Oppo Reno 10 Pro Plus. And this is the same 1080p 30fps selfie video but with portrait mode disabled. Unfortunately, it is capped at 1080p resolution and 30 frames per second when using the selfie cam, but you can switch from 0.8x to 1x all the way up to 2x and all the way back to 0.8x. Now there is of course an ultra steady mode for the selfie camera as well, because it's not very stable when it's disabled. There is a slight cropping factor, however, though you can still switch from 0.8 all the way up to 2x, but as you can see that cropping factor is quite heavy, so you're going to have to stick to 0.8x for this.
It's awesome that you can zoom in and out when recording with the selfie cam, but I have to say I'm quite disappointed in the lack of 4K selfie video. And all in all, selfie video is a bit lackluster, especially at night. Selfie photos come out decently at night too, but it tends to smooth things out a bit too much for my liking, especially when it comes to my face, resulting in a bit of a washed out look. In recent years, many upper mid-range smartphones have actually been packing in better selfie sensors than their flagship counterparts. That is unfortunately not the case with the Reno 10 Pro Plus, as it sticks to the same selfie sensor as seen inside the Oppo Find X6 Pro and previous generation Reno series devices. Photos come out more than decently during the day, and while videos are okay, I have to say I am a tad disappointed to see it miss the mark in terms of 4K selfie video, especially in this day and age. But this device has one serious camera setup on its backplate, so let's get into it. It has a triple camera setup on the back, which is made up of the same 1/4 inch sized 8 megapixel Sony IMX355 ultra-wide camera, a 1 in 1.56 inch sized 50 megapixel Sony IMX890 main camera sensor, and lastly, we finally have a telephoto sensor in a Reno series device. This is not just any telephoto sensor either, it's a telephoto periscope camera, just like the fancy ones we see in most top-end flagship phones. It's a fairly large large half-inch sized 64 megapixel OmniVision OV64B sensor, this camera setup also includes a 13-channel color temperature sensor for better white balance and color accuracy, and is powered by the flagship Silicon X imaging NPU. The device skips out on a macro mode for some reason, and while the 8 megapixel ultra-wide sensor isn't the best on paper, it makes for a pretty great shot. That said, results from the main camera are far superior thanks to its flagship level sensor, which looks fantastic at high res and is even more refined when binned down. Just like the flagship Find X6 Pro, the Reno 10 Pro Plus also offers 2x in-sensor lossless zoom tech using its main camera, and results are impeccable. But for some reason, things come out looking a tad dull when binned down. We now finally have a periscope sensor in a Reno device, and we can even take shots at native 64 megapixels at 3x optical zoom. This can of course also be binned down to 16 megapixels, which does a fairly decent job. And again, just like the Find X6 Pro, this Oppo's periscope also offers in-sensor zoom at 6x, but it's not quite as lossless as we saw in Oppo's flagship. 10x digital zoom looks great too, but detail starts to take a knock at 30x. 60x digital zoom still looks great for a phone at this price point, and it can go all the way up to 120x zoom, which is not something you typically see within an upper mid-range smartphone. We are also treated to a minimum focusing distance of 25 centimeters when using the periscope, which makes for some seriously detailed shots up close. I mean, if this is not flagship level, then I don't know what is. Taking a slightly further away shot with the periscope's 3x optical zoom of me looks incredible, but unfortunately when you shift to portrait mode at this range, it reverts to the main camera. But even though it does this, it still looks great. Of course, you can also take a 1x portrait shot using the main camera, which has decent edge detection, but taking the same photo in regular photo mode comes out even better with a nice natural depth of field thanks to that large sensor size. The same can be said when recording regular 4K video of me, which comes out filled with detail and provides fantastic background blur, since portrait video is limited to 1080p, but in all fairness does offer superior depth. The same portrait video can be taken at 3x zoom, but while you would expect the device to use the periscope sensor for this, it once again reverts to the main camera, which once again has me favoring the regular 4K video mode, which actually utilizes the periscope sensor and literally puts this kind of video on a flagship level. You can now shoot 480 FPS slow motion video at 1080p resolution, which is unheard of in a mid-range device. And speaking of being special, this Reno device can even shoot 960 FPS slow-mo video at 720p. Just like some flagships, the Reno 10 Pro Plus can also seamlessly switch between all three cameras when recording continuous video. But unlike those flagships, this device caps it at 1080p. And that's because the ultra-wide camera is unfortunately limited to 1080p and 30 frames per second, which is probably its greatest weakness when it comes to its back cameras. The good news is that there is a 1080p 60 FPS ultra steady video mode option when using the main camera, and keeps things very stable even when running around. Not to mention we are treated to crispy 4K 60 FPS video when using the main camera, which is on par with some of the best smartphones around. Using the main to record 4K video at night comes out great too, but tends to suffer a bit from noise grain, which is honestly pretty normal. But again, the ultra wide camera comes out very subpar when shooting video, especially at night. Using night mode to take photos had me very impressed even when taking an ultra wide snap, but what really had me impressed was the insane amount of detail and fantastic light noise handling when taking a night pic with the main camera. 2x lossless zoom looks good too, but not quite as good as it did during the day, and for some strange reason 3x zoom and even 6x zoom reverts to the main camera even though there is a telephoto sensor available. The periscope kicks in at 10x zoom and looks a lot better than the previous 6x zoom shots. 30x zoom comes out looking better than I was expecting, and while 60x zoom or even 120x zoom loses a lot of detail, it still retains a lot of detail at such a high zoom range. Using night mode to take a main photo of me looks insanely good, and the same can be said when switching to portrait mode, which provides excellent edge detection. But just like we saw during the day, when set to 3x zoom in portrait mode, the device reverts to the main camera, but honestly still looks breathtaking. And while taking a regular photo at 3x during the day used the periscope sensor, at night it reverts to the main camera. It doesn't look terrible, but I reckon it would have looked a lot better if that telephoto camera was actually utilized. The Oppo Reno 10 Pro Plus may miss the mark when it comes to ultra-wide video recording, but it does so much right with its back camera setup. It's easy to want to compare it to some of the best flagship camera smartphones around. It might skip out on a few flagship features such as an IP certification and wireless charging, but the Oppo Reno 10 Pro Plus is very much on a flagship level and, in my opinion, extremely good value for money. Let me know your thoughts on Oppo's best ever Reno device in the comment section down below.
This is Gentle Shadow. Let me see you on the next video. You in any latest software event and feature technology, so subscribe and hit the bell icon. And if you are on Facebook, don't forget to follow my page for more. Thank you. Watch the next video.